Types and classification of evidence. The first one is according to nature. Merong tatlong uri nito. Just remember DOT. Documentary, object or real evidence, and letter T, testimonial evidence. Pero let's start with object or real evidence. From the name itself, object siya. So, bagay siya. Physical evidence addressed directly to the senses. So, for example, weapon, documents, clothing. Basta bagay na mahahanap mo sa crime scene, these are physical evidence. These are object evidence. These are real evidence. And then we have testimonial evidence. From the term itself then, testimonial, testimony. So, ang testimony manggagaling sa isang tao, mga sasabihin ng isang tao. So, oral statements of witnesses in open court or depositions. Then the next one is documentary evidence. Documents. So, ito ay mga bagay, usually papel, na may nakasulat sa kanya. Ang pinag-uusapan sa documentary evidence is yung kanyang content. So, basically, documentary evidence are also physical evidence. However, ang tinitignan dito, para maklasify siya as documentary evidence is yung content nung bagay na yon. For example, writings or recordings offered to prove their content such as contracts, letters, photographs, and electronic documents. So, for example, isang marriage contract. So, oo, papel siya, physical siya, pero ang tinitignan doon is yung nilalaman. For example, yung date ng kasal, ano yung pangalan ng magulang nung babaeng ikakasal at nung lalaking ikakasal, 'di ba? Yang mga yan, yung content ang pinag-uusapan, then that would qualify as documentary evidence. Then the second one is according to purpose. So first one is primary or direct evidence. Evidence that directly proves a fact at issue. And then we have secondary or indirect evidence, circumstantial evidence that indirectly proves a fact through inference. For example, merong CCTV footage na pinapakita na yung offender ay binaril yung victim. Then that's direct evidence. Kasi doon mismo, yung CCTV footage lang na yon, makikita na siya nga, yung inaakusahan natin, yung gumawa ng krimen. Pag sinabi namang secondary evidence, it's, yun na nga, circumstantial evidence. For example, may biktima na pinatay sa tabi ng isang 7-Eleven at around, sabihin nating 7:30 p.m. Then around 7:15 p.m. nakita yung suspect sa CCTV footage sa loob ng 7-Eleven. Kuha nyo? So, 7:15 nakita yung suspect sa CCTV footage sa loob ng 7-Eleven. Sa tabi ng 7-Eleven, 7:30 na-establish na yun ang time of death ng victim. Pero walang CCTV footage nung pagpatay doon sa biktima. So, that CCTV footage sa loob ng 7-Eleven is secondary or indirect evidence. Kasi malaki yung chance na siya nga ang gumawa ng krimen. Kasi 'di ba 7:15, nakita siya sa 7-Eleven, tapos 7:30, nangyari o namatay yung victim. 'Di ba? It's very, yun na nga, malapit na malapit ang time and malapit na malapit yung location kahit na hindi nakita yung actual na crime. So that's indirect or secondary evidence. Again, pag sinabing primary, pinapakita mismo na siya ang gumawa ng krimen. Pag indirect, these are circumstantial evidence. Pinapakita lang yung circumstances ng case. And then we have cumulative versus corroborative evidence. Cumulative is additional evidence of the same kind and to the same point. For example, merong testimony yung security guard na pumasok yung suspect doon sa location around 7:30. Tapos merong janitor na nagte-testify na nakita niya nga yung suspect doon sa building around 7:45. Tapos merong isang office worker na nagsasabi rin na nakita niya yung suspect na nandoon sa building around 8 o'clock. So, pare-parehas silang testimony. Iba-iba yung sinabi nila, pero halos, it's almost the same. And they are all testimonies. Pag inad mo sila, it is considered cumulative evidence. Evidence that are the same. Okay. And then we have corroborative evidence. Additional evidence of a different character to strengthen prior testimony. So, magkakaibang uri ng ebidensya. For example, nakita sa CCTV footage na pumasok yung suspect sa building around 7:30. Tapos, nakita nga ng office worker yung suspect na yon doon sa loob ng building around 8 o'clock. Tapos, sabihin natin nag-log in nag-biometrics yung suspect around 7:35 doon sa building na yon. So those are different evidence, 'di ba? CCTV footage, testimonial evidence, at saka yung sa biometrics. Magkakaiba sila. Pero pinapatunayan nila na yung suspect ay nandoon nga sa building around that specific time, mula 7:30 to 8 p.m., 'di ba? So that's considered corroborative evidence. And then we have positive versus negative evidence. Positive affirms that a fact took place or exists. Negative disclaims the occurrence or existence of a fact. Pag sinabing positive, pinatutunayan niya na ang isang bagay nga ay nangyari. Pag sinabing negative, pinatutunayan niya na hindi nangyari ang isang bagay. For example, let's go to the Visconde Massacre. Ang sabi, si Hubert Webb ang gumawa ng crime na yon. Ang evidence na meron ng prosecution nun was the testimony of Alfaro. Sinasabi niya na, well, nakita niya yung mga pangyayari. So that's a positive evidence. Although side note, hindi naman totoo yung mga pinagsasabi niya, okay? Pero pagpalagay natin na totoo yung mga pinagsasabi niya, yung sinabi niyang nakita niya na ginawa nila Hubert Webb yung crime, then that's considered positive evidence. Again, hindi yung totoo ha. Kasi, you know. And then we have negative evidence. Ito naman, ebidensya na pinatutunayang hindi nangyari ang isang bagay. So, etong mga pinakitang ebidensya ni Hubert Webb, yung receipt na bumili siya ng bike nung nasa United States siya, yung testimony ng Secretary of Immigration ata or sa Foreign Affairs na pinatutunayan nasa loob siya ng United States during the time or during the day of the crime. So yon, those are negative evidence. Pinatutunayan nila na hindi nangyari yung mga inaakusa laban sa kanya.